Hello there, Mike the MC, bringing you the self-care video. This video is going to be a little bit different from the other ones I've done before because like I've mentioned in previous ones, I want to try different things with this channel to always make it better, to make it look better, just have a better message for people to use. And so without further ado, right, I'm going to give this a shot for my first audio video. But really, right, now focusing more on the audio more than anything, and the lessons that I can focus now, it kind of takes the pressure off me from the camera in a sense, but now I can speak a little more freely. So let's get this going. So the fall of man. I think the fall of man can be taken down in several categories. So I'm just going to first break it down, speaking from first my experience of what I've seen in my own experience and how using this as a topic for counseling, how it could help you in your real life. And so the first area I'll talk about with the fall of man is the toxic work environment. And so what I mean by this direction first is I want to share with you how growing up from college to the next life, how many people when they go from school to the next life, there's that bit of discourage, right? And so a bit about that, what I'm about to talk with is when I've run into several bosses who may have had their own agenda, their own motive, right? And either you fall into that motive or not. And I'll tell you, when you do fall in with the agenda, it feels good. But with regards to the fall of man, I have seen how when you don't fit in with the boss's agenda, when you don't fit in with their scheme, with what they're working on, and then expanding that to other parts of life, at church, at school, personal life, outside of work, etc., you run into this area of being the outsider. Being the outsider to where now you are the one that the boss will target, the one that the coworker will go after, the one that your boyfriend, girlfriend will target because you are no longer fitting in with how they are wanting you to be. It goes into this idea of control. That's where I'm leading into with the fall of man. And I think today's society, when you look at how the distractions of wanting to be in control of your own life, to be in control of your own destiny, your own wealth, your own ideas. And all of a sudden, we're now into a world where, okay, at the palm of your fingertips, you can go and get what you want. You can be wealthy if you desire it, push yourself forward. And the illusion of that control is now when you are going for it, for that dream life that you want, you're going to push people out of the way. You're going to push people into other parts of your life that are now on the back burner, to where they're now no longer a priority. And now all of a sudden you're isolated. And there's the trap. From control to isolation. Isolation now on your own island, your own home, your own background, etc. However you want to look into this part of your life now, it's thinking about taking care of yourself. But then if you don't keep in mind, okay, you've put people on the back burner like I mentioned earlier, you're now going to be on your own. Where's your support? Where's your welcome? Where is your friends, your family, the people who can benefit you when you really need help in a moment's notice? And I would argue, that now that the fall of man in developed countries is so technologically advanced in some places, I would argue now the fear of losing control is more real than ever. And that would be how with that control comes the illusions that we want to be in control of that are really setting people away from each other. All right, now here comes the narcissism. Here comes the loss of having true, genuine relationships with people and the loss of the family. Now into the divorce, to the fear of relationships. Right, these topics expand and keep going and going. And right, as I'm driving forward with this topic from now the illusion to the false life of having that beautiful family. The ironic idea was when I started this channel talking about families, talking about, oh, okay, right, you want to pursue your dreams and goals and you want to push forward. I get that, right? I was trying to promote that idea of pursuit of being happy, right? Now it's on the other side of that coin, the warning of if you fall into that facade of living the illusion, if you don't catch it, you're going to be trapped in your own illusion. You become what you perceive, and you perceiving that illusion is going to keep you trapped in your own mind. And so how do you break that trap of the mind? How do you separate yourself from what society wants? And so in this regard, when you're in that isolation, if you are able to snap out of it, able to snap out of the illusion and break free, this is a message to you directly, whoever's listening, watching the video. Break free from what the people are telling you to be. Break free from what others are telling you to live by, in the sense that you no longer have that love in your heart, right? This idea that you have to live another person's dream. Avoid that temptation. Avoid the idea that you have to be somebody else. So to be authentic, you have to go against the illusion, and to really know who you are, what you love, what you admire about yourself, to know who you are, and to protect that at all costs. And I think that is where you can heal yourself and protect yourself as a shield against these elusive traps of society. Swiping left and right, all that stuff. The idea of control with your life, the entrepreneur, right? All of a sudden now, when you are outside of that, when you have broken free from the control of technology in this regard, now you're moving forward, now you're moving free. And so the fall of man can be redeemed by you willing to go against the narrative and now working on what makes you happy, and then pushing forward authentically because you are aware of what you love, what you value. And we just had Valentine's Day, right? So this could be relative to that sense. So when you break free of that illusion of the idea of love in this regard that society throws with the hearts and candies, etc., and you now focus on your love, your true authentic self, that is where it's beautiful. That is where you're going to shine. That is where you are going to become the hero of your story. That is what I want for you. That is what I want for you as a counselor and as a Marian counselor. For those who are new to my channel, from my perspective, I come from the Catholic background. The idea is that it's a mother's love. It's a mother's love that follows the idea of Mary taking care of her family. That is the idea of a Marian counselor taking care of the family. And you can extend that to the dads. Where are the dads? Where are the men in this regard to today's problems? And in this regard, that is where Mary can be a shining beacon and a guidance for those men to stand up against the narrative, to be like a Saint Joseph, to be like a strong man in today's world. And even outside of a Catholic perspective, look at the heroes of today, where the men can now step up against the narrative, can now go against the illusions of control. And yes, life's not always easy. Yes, we're going to struggle and face hardships when we don't want to go against what other people are saying we should do. And when we recognize that we're now following our dreams and desires, we are now breaking free from their control. That is the beauty of following your life. Moving free away from a narrative that is elusive to now your narrative that you're writing in your own heart, your book, that you know who you are, you love, and will cherish it to the end. And you will cherish what you find, and when you give that moment for yourself to discover these truths, have a moment of silence, maybe several hours, even a day, maybe several years, figuring out what you want to do with your life, and recognizing, hey, I am so happy and content with where I'm at right now in life that I can now push forward because I know what I want right now is going to make me happy. And so when you have set aside those distractions and are really focused on what makes you happy and are really pushing yourself to be great, you are going to be a hero of your story. You're going to emerge, and like this being from my story to you as a counselor, someone who has learned and seen the fall of man and the idea of the workplace of control, it is a beautiful thing when you gain your control back after being through the muck, thrown into the trash, thrown into the mud. People were stepping on you, but now you're stepping back up, and now you're standing up for yourself and saying to the world, hey, everybody, you stand away from me because I'm taking care of myself, what I got to do. You're going to be great at what you're doing. You're going to be great at who you become, and no matter who's listening on the video, and I've titled this The Fall of Man, but it's for all society. So if this helps ladies too, the families, anybody, awesome. Go for it. Go for it. Use what I've taken use what's in this message for you. Take it with your advantage for your gain to really become a better person. If it helps you and motivates you, do it. Find what you value most and cherish. Go for it. Push against the narrative, and you will be great. All right, everyone. This is my first audio YouTube video for Mike the MC. Hope this style finds you well. We'll see how this goes. And if you all like it, please share in the comments, and we'll see how you all appreciate this. All right, everyone. Hope this video finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.